Hello, this is Philip with RTX Honeybees. Thank you for joining us. We're getting ready to take some honey off the colonies in Coppell at the Coppell Bee Yard. I got some special guests with me. Here I got my mother from Louisiana who's come down for a visit. And I've got Sarge, who's a new beekeeper. All right, so it's good to blow them out if you can right in front of their own colony because it makes it easier for them to find. Look at all the bees. There weren't that many out of there. 2 down, 9 to go. I'm taking a couple of stings, taking 2 on this arm, so we'll see how it goes. 3. All right. Sarge, can you take this up to the house?
Yeah.
I'm taking a lot of stings on my left arm because this colony is got 3 honey supers on it.
Okay.
So we got 1 more to come, and this one here is probably, oh, that's the heaviest one yet. That's going to be a lot of honey. I think we're going to have more than I predicted. Okay, yeah, I need to come from, there's going to be a lot of bees coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
1 left to go, and then we can go in and start extracting. Look at that good, dark, rich fall honey. We're back inside. There's Sarge. That was exciting, getting the honey off. So now what we're going to do is extract all the honey. Okay, so what we have is several boxes. And we've got a stack out there that we're trying to keep the bees out of. We may have to move them inside, depends on how crazy it gets. But the first thing we need to do is test the moisture content to make sure this honey doesn't have too much moisture in it. So what we got here is our bricks or brie, I don't know how you say it, refractometer. So we're going to calibrate it first using olive oil. And we're going to put a drop of olive oil right here. And then we're going to see that it's between 71 and 72. And if it's not, we're going to dial it down until it is, and then it'll be calibrated. Let's put our olive oil on here. I hope it's still calibrated from the last time I used it. Flip that up right there. There we go. Just takes a small amount. All right, flip that closed. Look at the light. Tell us what it says.
Oh, I see. So where the shadow ends, correct?
Yes, it's where the blue changes to white.
Yeah, so it's like just barely below 72.
So it is between 72 and 71.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what we like. It's calibrated. What this does is measures the moisture, the water content in a liquid.
Okay.
Okay.
So now we're going to measure after the honey.
So yes. So now we know that that's set for that. And
Calibrated,
yeah, with the honey, we want to make sure that we don't have more than, to legally be honey, it can't have more than 20% moisture.
Okay.
I like it to be 18 or about 18 or less if possible.
Yeah.
You generally don't have to worry about capped honey, but uncapped honey can be, it's not always moist, but it can be.
Yeah.
So you want to check it.
Got it.
So what we want to do now is just take one of our frames out. Look at the bees. They're discovering the honey out there. They're trying to get in it. I wish I had my other style of hive tool because it'd be a lot easier to get these out. Okay, so this is capped, okay? But just as and it's not capped at the bottom, but when it's capped, see, this is capped pretty good. I need to probably point the camera away from the light. Now off to the right of that 70 and 72, you'll see the percentages on the right, okay? So we'll just take this out of the capped area. Put a little bit on there. I can tell you right now that honey's really dry because you can see it didn't run. It just, have a look at that and tell us what the reading is. 15%. That's really dry honey. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So what that means is if we do run into some that's like 19 or 20, if it's not a whole lot of it, we can actually put it in here because it'll mix together.
Yeah.
But 15 that's dry. That's really dry. That's why when I knew it was going to be dry because it wouldn't even leave the spoon. Sometimes that's due to temperature, but a lot of times that's due to moisture content.
Yeah.
All right, let me show you what we're going to do here. So what we have here is open cells with honey. So what we're going to do is take a sample of that right out of the middle. Man, that is so dry. I can't hardly even dig it out of the comb. All right. Gotta get some on there. I can tell you right now, that's good. Okay, we got our sample on there. Mash it down. We're going to come over here. All right, I'm going to look at that myself with my eye and try to confirm what that said. I'm getting 15% again. So that honey is also 15% blend. So what you want to do, this is a nice frame because it sticks out. It'll be easier. Mm-hmm. But you take this and you just cut, kind of cut against the, you kind of cut against the wood. But if you can cut further out, we get more honey. Less gets in the cappings, which we'll get that. We'll try to get the honey out of the cappings too. But just take this knife, this serrated knife, and then when you get that off the top, you can just kind of shave it down like this.
Okay.
Okay.
Let that wood be.
Yeah, that kind of be your guide. It's nice if you can even stay in front of the wood because then it's less for the bees to build out the next time. But once you get, I do this side. Now you see I missed a few. We'll use that capping scraper tool to get the rest. So then I usually do both sides with this.
Oh, it's a lot of honey.
And I think what we ought to do, the process we ought to use is if they're capped, let's go ahead and take care of those. And we'll leave the uncapped ones and we'll check the moisture before we extract those. So when you get to a spot like this, see if they can see that, it's not extracted out past the wood. So you have to take these and really what you can scrape like this, just kind of break the caps. Or sometimes it's easier just to kind of lift up like that. But you want to get, if you don't get those caps off, they won't, the honey will stay in the combs. And once we get going, because I have your help, what you usually have to do is I have to do 3 of these, put them in there, start spinning it, and then come back and do 3 more. And I'm here for hours and hours and hours. But since you're here to help me, one of us can spin while the other does this job. And we'll get it done twice as fast. I'll do with my hive tool. There it is.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we just do 3 of these.
You do 3 at a time?
Yep, you do 3 at a time. All right, so that's capped and capped. So here, I'm gonna let you do this one. So just go ahead and take the knife. I gave you the hard one. Should have given you a little easier one to do at the beginning. That one's fine. We don't need to test it. that side.
Yeah.
I just was looking at this going, there's no way that knife can get down into those areas.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to tear it up a little bit if they're shallow like that. This is another reason when your honey supers start filling up, you want to take one of them out, at least one, maybe two out, and spread them apart. Because what the bees will do is keep drawing them out further for you. I think this one might have had 10 in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. I guess we could, while you're doing that, I'll start this one.
Yeah.
Once you feel like that one's uncapped enough, then you can stick it in the extractor. Then we can start spinning.
Yeah.
How long does the hair spin?
You know, if you have an electric extractor, Mom, you would spin it for like 5 minutes. But I think that's because it takes about that long to get 3 more ready. And it's not a lot of effort. But I'll bet we probably is a total of 5, but we have to extract it in a certain way, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But
So I have
5 to
extract
10
this
minutes.
also, right?
Now you don't have to scrape that. If there's no caps on it, it'll come out.
No.
So if they're not capped, you don't have to scrape them.
I
I think you're ready there, right? Okay, so remember you want, yep, that's right. Well, it's because this is, okay, just like that.
Yeah.
All right, so. So when we do spin this, which will be in just as soon as I get this one scraped off, because this is a tangential extractor, okay? It's better to have a radial extractor, but this is tangential. The radial extractors, the frames are radial from the center, and you don't have to flip them over. You just put them in there and spin them. But with a tangential extractor, you have to spin one side, flip it over, and spin the other, okay?
Yeah.
So what you need to remember, though, is that the first side that's coming out, there's a lot of pressure and weight on the opposite side pushing against it. And because most of my frames are foundationless. They don't have the plastic foundation in them, like the ones in your beehives.
Mm-hmm.
This will blow out. This will release. Okay. So what you want to do is the first side you spin, you want to spin it kind of slow and get some of the honey out. Okay. Then you want to flip them over and spin the other side, and then flip it over a third time and spin the original side real fast. Because if you don't, you're going to end up blowing out a lot of frames, and just makes it harder for the bees to rebuild it.
Yeah.
And anytime the bees have to rebuild comb, you get less honey. Because it takes energy for them to do it. And remember what we said, you want to spin the direction. You want to spin toward the feet, so it's that way. All right. Yep. Spin it and spin it a little faster than that. And if this thing starts to hop around, you just put your foot on it. Okay. Mom, you can put your foot on it to help you. Go a little bit faster than that. Yeah. Go about like that for like a minute. And you should be able to look down in there and see if it's coming out.
Is that the right speed?
That's the right speed for your initial spin. You're going to spin it about as fast as you can later, okay?
Get some falling off.
Yeah.
Tell me when to stop.
Okay, go ahead and reverse them. We're going to take that top. We're going to take this flip off. I don't think we spun it quite enough, but.
Always go back.
Is that the first one? Did I go back to the wrong one?
Yeah, no, this is good.
That's right. Okay. All right. Go ahead and close it. Now spin it.
Spin it.
Spin it pretty. You can spin it faster this time.
Way?
Spin it to where it's spinning toward the feet. Yeah, the other way.
Oh.
When I say the foot, toward the bottom of the frame.
Yeah.
And you'll probably blow out a frame or two, but you'll probably end up blowing out a frame or two. Everybody does, till they kind of get the hang of it. So you kind of spin it until your arm gets tired. That's what I always use.
I'm just curious to see how the honey has come out.
All right, flip them over and do the first side again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you flip them over and do the other side. You just got a little bit out of, because you were trying to reduce the weight, so you're not pushing. See how it pushed that out? We didn't get quite enough out of it. But see how it almost blew out completely?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we probably should have taken a little bit more out of that first side. We'll get the hang of it as we continue to do it.
Yeah.
See how it pushed it out? Yeah, I think I didn't let you spin it fast enough the first time.
You did
Okay.
So now you can spin it as fast as you want on that side, because there's no weight behind it now. And you're spinning it toward the feet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good, deep, dark fall honey. Mom, you hadn't stuck your finger in that yet?
It doesn't knife too quick. He gets the knife and you got the knife. I'm coming here already.
You gotta taste it to make sure it's edible. Put your finger in there and get you some.
Wow.
I know it's good.
It is edible.
Sure.
All right.
But this is the log jam of extracting honey on your own, is this step right here. Because you can get an extractor that'll handle 30 frames. But it's hard to speed this process up without another expensive machine.
Yeah.
They sell decappers and all kind of decappers you can use. The commercial guys just load the whole.
Giving it all away, you're never going to be able to do that.
Yeah, giving all that honey away.
Anyway.
I'm not giving it all away. Just the people who help me. No, you're right. You were right. You were right. I was looking at it from the wrong side. All right, Mom, you want to spin?
Yeah.
I was going to have you cut some more. Go ahead and go a little. Let's go a little quicker. About like that, right there.
I'm putting the foot on this.
Just go ahead and get 3 more going unless you.
Oh, why is it so tight? What am I doing
Let me
wrong?
see. Oh, we need to let some out. It's the honey is filled up enough that it's hitting the bottom of the frames. You just lift it up now.
All right. All right.
No, it's pretty, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Okay, there's just a whole lot more of that. So I'm gonna pause the video here, and hopefully when we get to the end of it, we'll show you guys how much we got.